People everywhere are starting to listen to him. He's going on French, British, Italian, Japanese television.
This is the Wide World of Weingarten.
Wide World of Weingarten, May 18th. It's Wednesday. Sometimes I have to think about what day it is, but it's Wednesday. Got the NHL and NBA playoffs tonight. Have my eye on those, at least in the background. I bet the Mavs money line plus 180 for Game 1 against the Warriors. And I bet the Edmonton Oilers series price plus 170 against Calgary. So that is my NBA and NHL action to keep me interested in what's going on. I've said before, I am not the best bettor in the world when it comes to NHL or NBA, but, you know, you got to do something to keep yourself interested in the different sports you're following. So Mavs money line for Game 1, Oilers series price plus 170. That's what I got there. The Yankees are off to their best start since 1998 when they won 114 games and swept the Padres in the World Series. Aaron Judge is killing my Yordan Alvarez home run futures. It's one of those bets where if it wasn't for player X, in this case Aaron Judge, I would feel a lot better about my Yordan Alvarez futures. But at least there's still ample amount of time if I wanted to bet, you know, a couple $1,000s, say, on Aaron Judge at, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1 for the home run market. I can at least, get some money down there and ensure that I can win money on Yordan Alvarez or Aaron Judge winning. Mike Trout, another guy who is kind of shoehorning himself into my bets that I wish he would kind of stay out of these races, but it's Mike Trout, and he's doing what Mike Trout does. He was 3 for 3 last night with a walk and a home run. The night before, he had 4 exit velocities of 100 miles an hour or harder. I'd really like somebody to post any Angels player versus the field for MVP prop, because I could definitely see situations where Trout will win the MVP and Ohtani would potentially win the Cy Young. I find it hard to think that Trout's going to win all the awards and Ohtani's not. I mean, I could just spend all day talking about this, but there's no doubt in my mind that Ohtani is the reason that the Angels are continuing to excel and are, a potential playoff team this year. It's not take anything away from Mike Trout, but we've seen what he does at his best, and he needs other players around him. The guy who has turned this Angels ship around is definitely Shohei Ohtani. No offense to Mike Trout, like I said, but it's what it is. The Braves are really flailing at the plate. They lead Major League Baseball with 347 strikeouts through 36 games. That's unacceptable for a defending World Series champion or otherwise. That is, just poor plate discipline. And they don't look anything like the team that won the World Series in 2021. They don't even necessarily look like a playoff team when I watch them play, watch their at-bats. So a lot to keep an eye on in Atlanta. I could definitely see them missing the playoffs. In fact, I might look for a Braves no playoff future price at this point. The NL Rookie of the Year race got a new runner this week, Christopher Morrell. Morrell, I think is how you say it. He was called up from Double-A to the Cubs yesterday, and he proceeded to hit a home run in his first at bat. It was a pretty nice video. Usually, first home run videos tend to be pretty special and fun to watch. Guys get pretty happy, and the whole Cubs bench was jacked up when he hit that home run. I would definitely wait though and see how he plays against non-Pirate competition, because the Pirates at this point really aren't a full Major League Baseball franchise. They are glorified AAA team at the moment. But obviously it's always a good sign when a guy gets called up from Double-A, hits a home run in his first at bat. He should be added to the rookie pool no later than today. He's a guy I would much rather take a flyer on than like Juan Yepes at 10-1. I don't think there's any particular value there. Max Meyer, I've talked about him a lot. not such a great start again yesterday at Double-A. He went 3.1 innings versus a very good Durham team. 8 earned runs, 4 walks. The Marlins are playing service time manipulation games with Meyer, so hopefully he responds by not throwing 100% and hurting himself. If it was me, I would absolutely go out there and put up dud start after dud start. I'd say, you don't respect me, well, I'm not going to respect you. But I think young players should force teams to either call them up or they should sabotage their performance until they get traded. I've said this several times. I don't think these players owe the teams that draft them very much. And if you're going to play games with your best players should play games back until they get traded to a franchise that respects them. In the American League, the Rookie of the Year race, Grayson Rodriguez, he kind of had the opposite side of Max Meyer. He had 11 strikeouts and 5.1 scoreless innings for Norfolk. Both Rodriguez and Adley Rutschman should be called up by Baltimore any day now. I would still rather bet Rodriguez at 60-1 or 50-1 over Rutschman at 20-15. I think just being a catcher and potentially not playing every day is going to hurt Rutschman. With some of the other favorites not doing anything, he definitely will probably see his odds go lower, but I don't necessarily see him passing the Julio Rodriguez and Jeremy Peñas and potentially even the Joe Ryans of the world. The National League MVP race, Mookie Betts has scored 35 runs in the Dodgers' first 36 games. That's the most runs scored in a season since 1900. Still getting 18-1, 20-1. I don't understand that price. I think that's just a made-up number, and nobody's really paying attention to these markets. So definitely still some value on Mookie Betts. The NL Cy Young, I've had a bunch of questions lately. People have asked me about Josh Hader. Do I think Josh Hader could win? And I mean, it's hard to argue with his current numbers. He's had 14 appearances this year, thrown 13.1 innings, given up 2 hits, 5 walks, 21 strikeouts, 0 home runs, a 0.0 ERA, and a 1.06 FIP. 14.2 K to 9 to go along with that. All very good numbers. Relievers don't get any respect in the Cy Young race, but if any reliever is going to get a shot at Cy Young, it's going to be Hader. There's 120s out there at different Canby books. That's Barstool, Sugar House, Bet Rivers, etc. 120-1, great number. Westgate thinks it's 20-1. I'd definitely throw a couple $100 on that myself. Don't think he's going to win, but happy to take a guy who's 120-1. Merrill Kelly was 120-1 last week, and he got lit up by the Dodgers. Had 0 chance of winning Cy Young before. Has 0 chance of winning now. I think your money's better spent on Hader than a lot of these other long shots at this point. The AL market, Shane McClanahan, another great start. Through 8 starts, he's throwing 46.1 innings, giving up 6 home runs, only 7 barrels, 65 strikeouts to go against 10 walks. Pretty solid work all around. It's a very crowded field at the top of the American League, but McClanahan definitely deserves to be in the top 3, if not the top 5 at the moment. AL MVP, Byron Buxton. I think we can probably take him off the contender list, or at least drop him to the bottom of the contender list. He's played in 17 of the last 24 Twins games. That puts him on pace to play 115 games this season. It's just not enough to win MVP, especially when you're competing against what Mike Trout's doing. So you're going to have to give me a much bigger number. I've seen him drift out to 20, 30, 40, 50, still not necessarily getting it done for me, but he is an MVP caliber player, just not going to get it done in 115 games. Speaking of price drift, Vlad Guerrero Jr. has seen his price drift up all the way to 20-1 at the Westgate. That's a very high number for Vlad. He seems to be a little out of the picture at the moment with the focus on the Trout, Ohtani, Judge sort of trifecta at the top. But 20-1, 25-1, if he drifts out a little farther, he's starting to get into a range where I am interested in playing him. Luis Robert is probably not going to win MVP this year, but he does likely have an MVP in his future. He just finished his 150th Major League game, And through 150 Major League games, he now has 33 doubles, 29 home runs, 21 stolen bases, 134 WRC plus, and a 6.1 FWAR. If you like baseball cards, I would definitely check him out. I have a couple of his cards. I sent him out to get graded. Big fan of his. I would definitely keep my eye on him as a guy who is likely going to play up to the MVP level in the future. Yeah, that's about all I got today in terms of updates around the futures markets. Got a nice early day of baseball. Starts early, goes all day. Shohei Ohtani is on the primetime game, 5 o'clock Pacific time, and then we got the Mavs and hockey going on in primetime. So nice baseball to get a lot of these games out of the way so we can watch playoff meaningful stuff as opposed to 4-hour slogfest. My bets for today for MLB, I got the Rockies over 11 minus 110. Got the Nats money line plus 180. We focus on the Reds a lot, but the Nationals currently tied for the Reds with the most losses in Major League Baseball, 26. Pretty embarrassing. Hard to see them re-signing Juan Soto at this rate. Future Dodger, if I had to guess. The Phillies hits run error line hasn't gone up yet. I'm interested in playing that. I'm looking to play it down to 26. And then the primetime game tonight, I see Ohtani and the Angels. They've already steamed about 20-25 cents. I'm going to look for some Ohtani strikeout props overs when those go up. Probably the alt numbers 7, 8, 9, up to 10 even. And then probably a hits run errors under. If I can get 25 or better, I would play the hits run errors under in the Angels game. It just hasn't gone up yet, so I can't give you a line. But yeah, that's what I got today. Fairly short, but decent amount of bets. Like I said, Rockies over 11, Phillies hits run error line 26 or better, Ohtani strikeout overs, and the Angels hits run error line down to 25. Oilers series price in NHL plus 170, and the Mavericks money line plus 180 tonight rounds out a wonderful Wednesday of betting. I'll be back tomorrow. See what happens in the futures market. Thanks for listening.